And we're live! So,
Hi.
in this episode, I'm gonna try this, see what happens.
Sure, we'll go with it.
I guessed it something. Anyway.
Sure.
So, in this episode, we are covering
Hi.
Japanese... In this episode... we're losing our damn mind. We're covering Japanese metal. And... I never discussed how we were going to do this because I like to do shit on the spot.
Because we're professionals.
That we are. That's what our licenses say. Well,
We
technically
didn't say what kind of professionals.
No. We're professional idiots.
Yeah.
So, with this, what we are going to do is I believe we should have a discussion on how we got into Japanese metal to fucking begin with. And then, afterwards, we're going to look at a compilation because we're not doing what we did last time with the Wikipedia A to Z. That took fucking forever. We're going to look at a compilation for 2023 Japanese metal to see
Okay.
what comes up.
All right.
Because, I mean, yeah, we could look at Japanese metal and it'll show stuff from like 10, 15 years ago.
Okay, I could go with that. Be curious to see how many of them we recognize between the two of us.
Exactly. And see how many of them is Japan still solidly producing like metal good that we came across like 10 to 15 years ago, or is it starting to trail out the same way that metal in the States kind of trailed out after like 2010?
I already have a theory, but we'll go from there.
Okay. So, I'll let you begin on how the hell did you get into Japanese metal, sir?
Well, I had heard of X Japan years and years and years and years and years ago, but I didn't really listen to them. I knew of them. That was about it. And I think the big thing I knew about them and the reason why they came onto my radar, even though I never really listened to them, was because of the drummer. I don't know if you've heard the story with the drummer or what happened with him.
No, because I don't even know the group, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so the drummer, he, for all intents and purposes, headbanged so much that he ended up having to have neck surgery because of it.
That is fucking epic, and I respect him.
Yeah, and so you can still find videos of him playing live. I can still keep talking? Okay. So you can still find videos of him live playing in the neck brace after he had his surgery.
And this was the drummer?
Yeah, this was the drummer. Yeah.
I
And you know, and they're old school, you know, metal. They're not like if they started today, people would not consider them metal because they're not heavy enough. But when you consider when they started, which I want to say was the 80s, don't hold me to that.
So it's
they were
very
considered
similar
metal.
ordeal to where what we know as heavy metal today.
Yep.
Like most kids are like I don't want to say millennials, but I'll say Gen Z. If they hear Black Sabbath, they would say that's not metal.
Exactly. Even though
Yeah.
they're one of
They
the
are
kind of
the
godfathers of metal. I mean,
They coined the term.
yeah, you know, without them,
There wouldn't be.
I mean, there's more than just them, but
There
without
is,
them,
but
I think you could say that metal would not be what it is today.
not by any stretch of the imagination. No.
So, and I guess in a way, X Japan, along with a couple others that I didn't discover until afterwards, you know, from that time, were kind of like the same thing for Japan. Now it's only really been, at least to my knowledge, the last 10 or so years, maybe 15 years, that metal has really begun to blow up in terms of how many bands the country's producing.
Correct.
Which is interesting because as a whole, or at least to my understanding, metal is still technically isn't that big in Japan. Especially when you compare it to, say, like the States or especially in Europe.
Well, you also
know.
have to consider that's because in Japan they still have a massive following for the J-pop scene.
Oh, of course.
So, and
Yeah,
to a lesser,
the idol scene there is massive.
yeah, but then again, I would almost say to a lesser extent maybe the J-rock scene. So the J-metal
Yeah.
scene is still kind of underground the same way that black metal was for us about 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, you know, of course you got like, what is it, 1OK Rock? I think, yep, they're just a regular Japanese rock band or whatever. But
Yeah.
you know, but then for me, kind of going off of, actually, you can tie X Japan into this and the whole idol scene into that.
Mm-hmm.
What really got me was when I discovered Babymetal.
Yeah.
Which was 2018, I think. It was around the same time that Yui left the band. Announced that she was leaving the band, which I think was 2018. My mind is just not all here right now.
Dude, I'm trying to fight a headache right now, so you're fine.
Normally, I could have given you that answer in milliseconds. But anyway, and I still remember the first time I saw Babymetal because I saw it was on YouTube, and I saw what do you call those things? Not screenshot, whatever the tab is that you click on. What do they call that?
Thumbnail.
Thumbnail, thank you. I saw the thumbnail for Catch Me If You Can, and it was of Yui kind of bent over to making whatever face it was. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I'm like, I've got to see what the hell this is. Of course, at this time, Catch Me If You Can, they were pretty young, so I could tell she was young. I'm like, the whole thing, idea of it, of what I was seeing and reading was caught my interest. So I listened to it, and I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And it's funny because a lot of the reasons I thought it was amazing are why a lot of people, especially your metal elitists, don't like it. Because, it was a bunch of little girls, dancing around to metal music, in kind of a J-pop, not just the dance in a J-pop style, but even vocally to a large extent. But it was so absurd, at least my initial reaction was so absurd that I absolutely loved it.
Well, I know because I remember whenever you told me about Kim Dracula, you're like,
so it's the same thing.
Yeah, and you showed me that, and at first I'm like, wow, this is interesting, and then it went to the hip hop aspect. I'm like, turn that shit off right now.
You see, again, it's absurd. That's why I love it.
Yeah.
Like, if anything that's weird, strange, and absurd, I love it. So that's what immediately drew me. And of course, then I just started going down a rabbit hole of Babymetal and realized that, for the most part, all of their songs were different, which made me like them even more because that added variety.
Exactly.
And then that just led me down the entire full, Japanese rabbit hole. And I just started discovering band after band after band at that point. And I'm like, damn, they got one hell of a scene over there that I didn't even know about. Everybody talks about, the Scandinavian countries, especially like Sweden, for example, in Finland and Norway and all them having like a massive metal scene. But then you go over here and I start finding all these damn these metal bands from Japan. Like, why is nobody talking about this? Or at least, that I knew of. Because one thing Japan is really good at, and Babymetal is a perfect example of it, is they take things that are huge out west and put their own spin on it, which is exactly what Babymetal is.
Oh, yeah.
And now to tie the X Japan into Babymetal, Babymetal does an homage to the drummer having that surgery and wearing the neck brace.
Don't tell me they actually wore a neck brace on stage.
They did, actually.
That's fucking hilarious.
They have. Matter of fact, one of the times that Sue got crucified, they actually put the neck brace on her.
That's brilliant.
And in the music video for Headbanger, they actually have the neck brace in that too, and Sue wears it in. I don't know if she wears it the whole video or not. She might. But yeah, that's what,
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I could go into more bands I've discovered, but I figure we'll get into that as we start going through more. But that's kind of where my thing started. I first heard X Japan, didn't really listen to them other than I'd read some stories about them, like the drummer. And then accidentally stumbled across Babymetal, fell in love, and then started falling down the rabbit hole. And I've been that ever since, really.
For myself, so this was actually, I want to say around 2012, 2013 maybe, and at the time I was very big into, I was still a big fan of Lamb of God, but I was also big into Whitechapel and big into just more think it was more deathcore scene that I had gotten into. There was like just standard death metal into it as well, but my ex's friend at the time, her favorite group was Dir En Grey, and I didn't know who the fuck that was, and so until I was told that it was a metal group from Japan, and I'm like, oh, cool. And I didn't know how into it this person was until I found out that she actually went to Japan about no less than 5 or 6 times just to see them.
Damn.
So, yeah, I'm like, okay, so they've got to be decent. So, I was shown video, and I was told that I was forewarned that they're not how do I say this?
They're not what you're used to.
They're
It's
a
Japan,
little,
for God's sake.
they're a little out there.
Yes.
She said they're a little out there as far as visuals. So
Well, and vocals. I mean,
yeah,
he's all over the place.
oh, I know, but primarily visuals. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. And I was shown Obscure from Dir En Grey as my first introduction. Now, mind you, I am big into deathcore at this time, so like the beginning of Obscure, like the beginning of Obscure was just fucking incredible because Kyo was immediately doing the vocals I tend to love, and then he showed his range immediately by just doing stuff that you in the States we'd only hear Travis Ryan from Cattle Decapitation doing. So
There aren't many people that. Matter of fact, almost all the ones I can think of that really do that are from Japan.
yeah, so I mean, I was fascinated by seeing that video for one thing, and then hearing vocally him doing it, and then my ex's friend was she didn't much care. Well, she enjoyed the music videos, but she was much more fascinated by how they performed live because they were performers.
Yes.
And
this is true of a lot of Japanese.
exactly.
bands, yeah.
Well, to the point where, because I'm also big into black metal at this point in time, and black metal it's very theatrical.
Yep.
So she had shown how Kyo was cutting himself on stage, and I'm like, wow, the only people I know that would remotely do that is any kind of black metal group over in Norway.
Or Manson.
Or Manson, yeah, but he was like the only person
Yeah.
aside from back in the day, G.G. Allen, but we won't go into that mess.
I don't know, I could almost seen Alice doing something like that back in the day.
Maybe, but yeah, okay, yeah, he probably would.
He was more of a prop guy, but
He was
still.
more a prop guy. He didn't actually go in
He did
for
do
it.
a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
but-
So I watched them live and saw that, because at the time I'm also big into audio, and so I was thinking to myself, there's no fucking way this guy's actually doing this in the studio. They've got to be doing something to make it enhance that or modify it. And once I heard him live, I'm like, Jesus Christ, they're not modifying anything. That's actually what he sounds like, and I fell in love because it was completely raw and everything, and I absolutely loved it. So I got big into Dir En Grey as far as Japanese metal is concerned, and then eventually, I think back in the day there was a lot, there was blog spots that would show new metal albums that came out, and so I'd purvey them and see what was out there and see what genre, the genres, I would see what caught my interest. And then that's whenever I came across Garugamesh and the Gazette, and especially Garugamesh, because I listened to them and I'm like, damn, this isn't as intense as Dir En Grey, but it's still just on par with some of the old metal from the States. So I really enjoyed that as well. And so, I don't listen to Japanese metal intensively, but there are very few groups that I do enjoy. I mean, I've got Dir En Grey, Garugamesh, the Gazette. I'd have to say Band-Maid is pretty far up there for me, just as well, just because they are.
We'll talk more about them in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk more about them. But and then I do enjoy Babymetal. Maybe not quite as much.
Yeah, not to the extent that I do. Even though he's the one that's got Babymetal merch and I don't, which is funny.
Well, because whenever I went to see them live, I'm like, I think it'd be cool to get a shirt from them. So.
I mean, if I had had the money at the time, I would have
know.
done it. Well, I would have got it in half. The shirts didn't come in my size.
No. My wife loves Babymetal just because, for her, she is big into more of the, I want to say dark synth, or not necessarily EDM, but dark wave, dark synth, and so, kind of like what you would hear in the John Wick films. Just stuff that's not necessarily techno, but it has techno elements, and so with Babymetal incorporating that,
yeah, they do.
It was
not all their stuff.
Not all their stuff, but she really enjoys that. So
she also seems to have a thing for female-led metal bands too. I've noticed.
For the most part, just because whenever females are leading, they are goddamn relentless, and I love it. So. So yeah, that was basically my introduction.
Well, I guess since you brought up Band-Maid, we can talk about them then.
Okay.
So, I found Band-Maid because of Babymetal, because a lot of Babymetal fans are also Band-Maid fans. I wouldn't call myself a fan of Band-Maid.
Yeah, I enjoy them.
I don't dislike them. Now, I will say I think they are insanely talented at each of their instruments and everything that they do. The only issue I have with them, now I haven't heard their newest album, which came out like a year or two ago.
I haven't either.
So I don't know about it, but I know a lot of what they had before. For me, a lot of the music, I don't want to say one-dimensional, but almost kind of was. Like a lot of their songs sounded the same.
Oh, okay.
You know, they were all across. There wasn't enough variation for me for it to really grab me. That doesn't mean there wasn't a song here or there that I enjoyed. I couldn't say the name of them, but I do know there were some that were like that. But in terms of like overall, like making me like, ooh, I love these guys. You know, it just wasn't quite there for me. But like I said, I will admit they're talented. I love their little theme they got going on.
It's hilarious.
Leave that to Japan to again to come up with something like that.
Yeah. Would you almost go as far as to say it's almost like watching an anime live, like an anime?
A lot of Japanese metal is like that.
Well, I know, but still.
For them with their outfits, yeah, in a lot of ways. Of course, you could almost say it about Babymetal too with them up there dancing. But
well, true, yeah. So I'll give that. It's just for the instant. Like there's a couple animes I watched where Band-Maid reminded me of it. So.
Yeah, like I said, I won't deny their talent, but for me, is like they're not a band that I would go out and buy their albums. Now, if their song came on when I was listening to it, I wouldn't skip it or nothing. But, you know, I'd still listen to it. You know, and if they were coming through town and somebody invited me to go along, I'd absolutely go.
Oh yeah.
You know, you know, and of course, there's that big argument: is Band-Maid actually metal? Because they're kind of like right on that cusp of being hard rock and metal.
They ride that line so fucking hard, it's unreal.
They really do. So to me, you could make an argument either way, and I don't think I could necessarily disagree with you.
goddamn near bet you live they're metal.
Oh, there's a lot of bands that sound. Hell, I've gone to grunge rock bands and everything and I'm like, they're heavier than some of the metal bands I've seen live. Like it seriously.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, a band can definitely. Being live can definitely change it for sure. You know, like bands that I would not consider metal sound metal live that I've seen.
And this is part of the reason why I prefer a lot of old school metal albums, just because back in the day, production wise, they weren't trying to produce for a group of people listening to AirPods. They were focusing on people having an actual sound system or listening in their car, and they didn't castrate it, which is the reason there's a lot of records I don't like because it's castrated.
Yep, that or they were making it with the intent of it sounding the same live.
Yeah.
because they knew that they were mostly a live band, which there are lots of bands out there like that.
Which is the reason I love Lamb of God, because even whenever they're in the studio, they play like they're doing live, especially Randy. He does not use a mic stand. He holds the mic the entire time. So, because he's even said, we're not a studio group, we're a live group, so I'm going to hold this thing.
Yeah, and he's not the only one.
Yeah.
Somebody got a text message.
Yeah, I got a Walmart order.
I got a text message too. Alright, so yeah, so that would be Band-Maid. Other bands, we could maybe talk about,
I mean,
before we go through our thing here.
Offhand, I don't know, but
other than maybe Nemophila, which we found in the last,
Nemophila,
2
true.
years?
Yeah, they are, especially one that I came across, and like I still don't see a whole lot. It's mainly just videos from the live. Kawagaki.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that they are actually using traditional Japanese instruments live and in their material, and I cannot express how much I love that.
Yeah, no, I like, and I like any bands that are like, I've never seen Babymetal use them live, but I do know that they will use traditional Japanese instruments in their music, sometimes. But as for Nemophila, they technically are a super group. Everybody's come from other bands. And we discovered or I did first.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago, and that they hadn't even been around. I think not even a year yet, or maybe a year by that point.
Yeah, and they were primarily doing covers and their covers kicked ass. Like, I don't care for Motley Crue, really. If truth be told, they're not bad. It's just
not your cup of tea.
I don't. Well, the stigma behind them is
they're
everyone's metal, and like they have some tracks that just kick, and it goes on their wayside just because it's not whatever. But I know Nemophila did a cover to Shout at the Devil, and I thought it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, their covers are great. And then around the time that I found them, they started doing more original material, and the majority of it, with a couple exceptions. At least, again, that's all. I forgot the word already. Subjective. There we go. Yeah. But to me, pretty much all of them, with the exception of a couple, have been fantastic. Like, I've loved every one of them. Yeah. They're another one of those bands, kind of like Band-Maid, that is insanely talented at each of their instruments and what they do.
Yes.
But
we will cut that, and we'll begin our next section because I'm about to run out of time on this.
Yay!
All right, so now that we've spent
over me itching my arm,
at least it wasn't
perfect
something
timing.
else.
Oh, that might have been funnier.
That would have been hilarious. Okay, so now we just spent over 20 minutes talking about like how we got introduced into Japanese metal. I figure we go on the YouTubes and we see what's out there in this day and age for
see how many we
Japanese
recognize, and the ones that we don't recognize, or at least
do they suck?
One of us don't recognize. What do we think of them?
Yep. So we will pull out the good old JBL's massive speaker,
the handy dandy JBL speaker.
I shouldn't do that because I thought the thing with the table was gonna break.
I would have laughed.
Oh, I know. You would have, but I've been like...
That's something I would do now.
Yes, you would.
I'm the accidental destructive one.
Which I still think is funny. You hardly slam anything in the truck anymore. Like,
I don't really have a good place to do it.
You have the dash.
I'm afraid I'm gonna break the dash.
You have the horn. What could be better than smashing?
I don't know. I might scare people. I have hit the horn once.
Okay, well, I mean, at least it's funny though.
Yeah. I'll put the underside of that if you can.
Thankfully, you don't do it while I'm up there.
Oh, I've thought about
it. And then whenever you do think about it, I'm so tempted just to fall off, just to scare you.
That would be really screwed.
Yes, we would, because that would actually not be a pleasant fall.
Well, no, it wouldn't be.
Because I've got that to hit, then that to hit.
And none of them are soft.
No.
Even though that's kind of like a rubbery plastic, it still wouldn't feel good. It's pretty damn hard.
Let's see, at 4 feet of impact, going like free falling, yeah, I know.
No, and in worst case, you would end up in a very uncomfortable position.
Alrighty, so let's see.
Watch our new internet decide not to work.
And we are just gonna look at a compilation and see what occurs. Hottest chart. Okay.
It's got Babymetal, right?
90 videos. Jesus Christ.
We can skip them if we don't like them. So.
Yes. So, here we go.
Woo woo.
This is
Oh, Ninja.
Ninkinsu.
Yes, thank you. This is another one of those that plays the traditional instrument.
Yeah. Now, I have heard of these guys, and I thought they were brilliant because they I think, if I'm not mistaken, they damn near bordered like extreme metal on this.
I haven't actually heard this one, so
Yeah.
I know I've heard them,
Well,
but this song.
I saw Farewell to the World. I'm like, please don't say it's a farewell tour, because I'm like,
No.
damn it, we just saw.
Well, no, this wouldn't be Babymetal. I love it because you look at this guy, you'd never know that he plays metal.
I know. When grandpas learned about Photoshop.
Yes.
Just to keep the video not too
Yes.
long. What are your thoughts?
So far, I like it. It definitely. I mean, it was along the lines of kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoy it. I mean, it's not an overly complicated song.
No, and that's why I think it's
But
solid.
that's part. Yeah, that's partly what's making it work.
Yeah.
But no, I'm definitely enjoying it.
Cool. I dig it. On to the next.
Hanabie, or Hanabie, however you say it.
Hanabie.
Hanabie, I think it's actually Hanabie, but I'm sure anybody who watches this big fan will tell us if we're right.
Yeah.
I know the band. It's another all-female.
Yep.
I don't know if I've heard this song, though. I might have. I think I have, actually. They just had their first U.S. tour.
Oh, sweet. Damn. That's actually pretty badass.
They're very good. And they mix in all the vocal styles, too.
Nice. Okay, I gotta stop this because I'm not gonna want to quit. That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're a great band. They've when did they hit the scene? Hit the scene probably around the same time Nemophila did. You can tell they're somewhat influenced by Babymetal in some ways. They do more harsh vocals.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And it's not just that they do harsh vocals; they do it well.
Yes, they do. And there's other songs where they do deeper harsh vocals than what was here.
Nice.
You know, and a lot of their songs aren't super serious. Like they have a song, which this is a song that really made them blow up. It was called "We Love Sweets." I don't know if you ever heard it.
No.
But yeah, it's a short song. But yeah, they've been rising pretty quickly, similar to Nemophila. And like I said, I believe they just finished their first U.S. tour.
Funny enough, typically, if something like this was done in the States, I'd probably hate it. But just the way Japan structures everything, they do it so fucking brilliantly.
They really do. They really do.
All right, Jiluka.
I don't believe I've heard of them.
I'm guessing that's how you say it.
Well, sure. Jiluka would be my guess.
Okay.
Definitely metalcore.
Holy shit. They'd be fucking intense seeing live.
You know, for metalcore, that's pretty damn good.
Even when it comes to metalcore, Japan kicks ass.
Because I'm not a fan of metalcore, not because the music necessarily bad, but because all of it sounds the same.
All of it sounds the same, and they act like it's the heaviest fucking thing there is.
Mm-hmm. Whereas that didn't. I mean,
that
yes,
is intense.
Yeah, that was actually quite good.
Holy shit.
I could see Jesse really being into that.
Oh, absolutely. Like, we got to send him this whenever this we're finished. Holy shit. Hold on. I got to... That was like if Dir En Grey did metalcore. Like, they...
Yeah.
Like,
they
not necessarily visuals, just...
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Like, they do actually remind me a lot of Deviloof.
That's one... It'd be amazing
if they were in they're on here. They're going to be on this list somewhere.
We're going to limit this to about 30 to 45 minute video because we don't need to be...
Listen, Scandal, I do know Scandal.
I'm not sure that I do.
Let me rephrase it. I've heard of them.
Okay.
I think I've heard...
They're all on chairs.
A song by them. Yeah, I want to say they're all female too.
So what anime are we watching?
I know, right? not very heavy. Now, I don't know. I know of Scandal. I don't know a lot of their music, so I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they go heavier than this, but I don't know how much.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not bad for what it is.
I was about to say, for what it is, well done. Yeah. Absolutely well done.
This could just be a ballad.
It could be, and I respect it for that. Don't lie. Yes.
The Wagaki band.
Oh, this is new.
Yeah, all this is going to be new.
Well, I mean, like, I didn't know if it was... Never mind.
I've always liked her voice.
As big as the Who are in the States now, I am so completely irritated that they don't have the same recognition.
You know, and I'm kind of surprised because in a lot of ways they're somewhat similar. I think what makes the Who stand out more is because of the throat singing vocals.
Yeah.
You know, but in terms of the style of music and what they're doing, it is very similar.
Absolutely.
Now, you know, when I first heard of Wagaki, which was probably about 3 years ago, they are bigger now than they were then.
That's
but
good.
Compared to the Who, yeah, they still got a ways to go. Or the Who.
They do, and it's unfortunate because, God, this is so good.
Yes, they're very good. And like I said, I absolutely love her voice.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
I don't know what the next one is, but we're going to run with it.
Hanabie again.
Is it?
Yeah, because it says Hanabie right
okay.
there.
We'll see what this song is.
All right.
See what direction they went here, because you never know with these girls. Oh, you mother floofer. We might. Oh. Yes.
If I can stop laughing, I'll continue.
But see, that's what's so great about it.
No,
you can't help but watch it and smile.
No,
did something happen, or you think of something?
I thought it's
Oh,
this is something I was waiting for. Whoopa Gangnam
Oh
Style.
God.
Because tell me, you didn't think about. You didn't.
No,
hear
I
that.
didn't until you said that, but I can see why you thought that.
I'm sorry. Like, all memes aside, like, I would have just absolutely died laughing had he made a cameo in this.
Oh Lord. All right. Do you want to keep listening? Or you want to go to next? All right, we're gonna go to X Japan.
Yeah.
Where do we go my shadow. Twilight still throwing the silhouette ahead. The edge of the night draped the shade in New York City. If I could fly from skyscrapers, I'd be flying to you like an angel.
Definitely a ballad.
And I love you like there's no tomorrow. Sweet, sweet angel. If there's a tomorrow, I'll do the same. Why do we hurt someone who'd cry us a river? Sometimes our love could masquerade as hate. Just
That is really fucking good.
Mm-hmm. It really is for a ballad. It is very good.
At some point, our musicians need to seriously look and watch what Japan's doing, because Japan is just kicking our ass in so many aspects.
So it's got another Babymetal next, which I find interesting. Well, at least the song that it is, because a lot of people, Babymetal fans, really like this song. I don't.
Okay, well then we'll fucking skip it, because it's
Metalism for any Babymetal fans.
yeah.
I don't care for it. I don't know why. I just don't.
I would prefer to be looking at stuff that's fairly new to both of us, or at least one of us.
Unlucky Morpheus. They are. I don't even know where you put them in a box. They kind of mix genres, I guess.
We are about to find out.
They got two singers, a female and a male. Some songs will be strictly female, some will be strictly male, some will be both. That is the most anime opening ever.
I was about to wonder if they were about to cover the SAO theme.
You know what? Yeah.
I think this actually is the theme.
I think you're right.
I've binged SAO enough to know. Yep.
Most definitely is.
Still, well done.
Yeah. That tells me the guy's probably not going to sing, and this was probably strictly her.
Yeah. So as they are, just damn good.
They are. They're an excellent band. I've heard a lot of their stuff. Like I said, each song, the genre to an extent will change, because the guy often does harsh vocals, where she's more what you hear here, melodic vocals.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, look, Band-Maid.
I dig it. I don't know this one actually.
What is it called?
Shambles.
Oh, Shambles. From here, I thought it said Shirtless. I was like, man, we're getting a little kinky there, Band-Maid.
We are not going to show the video for this. We will show only audio. No. It's a river of what looks like fire or air.
Yes, that was fire. This already might be the heaviest song I've ever heard from them. So, hey, like I said, that's probably one of the heaviest songs I've ever heard from them. Though, and now normally this doesn't bother me as much as it did you, so I'm gonna laugh if it bothers me this time and not you. I could have done without the effects on the vocals. Like I said, normally it doesn't bother me, but here for me it took away from the song.
You're gonna laugh because I didn't care.
It didn't bother. See, normally we're literally the exact opposite.
But see, when it comes, so as much as this is a controversial topic, the cultural appropriation here, I know the band does a lot of things like sound modifications and synthesizing and just being like they embrace almost like a techno EDM aspect. So whenever they do stuff like this, it doesn't bother me just because it's essentially, as far as I'm concerned, part of their culture. So I'm not, funny enough, I'm not bothered by it.
See, you know, like me, the electronic or whatever effect you want to call that, normally I don't mind it, but for some reason, you know, in the verses of this song, I don't know, it just didn't work for me.
So I guess for me, one of the reasons that it doesn't really bother me is because it's just slightly there instead of like what Mariah Brink from In This Moment has recently been doing with her records, to where it's almost like she's going the route of Deftones.
Don't even get me started on Chino, but anyway.
I knew you were going to say that, but still, you know what I mean. It's like,
no, I do.
In This Moment they've been doing that a lot, and it's bothering me because Mariah.
I actually liked one of the newest songs they put out.
Well, still, like
I forget
Mariah,
the name of it.
she has a beautiful voice, but why taint it with just doing that kind of modulation like you're doing?
Yeah.
But anyways.
All right, so another Babymetal. This song is better than the last one, but we can skip it if you want because I do know it.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Yeah, just.
It is a slow builder, though.
Yeah, so, like, again, groups that we know, we can kind of skip through.
Let's not just say, not just bands that we, but the songs that at least one of us knows well, and the other person knows that band.
Yeah, we'll make this fairly simple. And
now, we both know Nemophila, and I
do. Hold up, I gotta redo the thingy.
Oh.
Where is it? And we're back. Hi,
and
how's
we're
it
back.
going?
Hi. So anyway, so we both know Nemophila. I do know this song, but I've never seen the music video because they literally just put it out a few days ago.
I will be fair to you. We'll watch it.
Oh, have you seen it?
No, but we'll watch a little bit of it. Because I mean, if you haven't seen the music
No.
video,
The Nemophila, not Babymetal.
I can do this.
No. I've seen the Babymetal video.
Okay.
I'm talking about this one. Zen by Nemophila. Yeah.
If they fucking come to the States, closer to our area.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, they've been to the States twice, but never near us.
I might have to get over being in California just to see them.
Yep. Hey, Matt. She's not cupping the mic.
She is.
Well, she did when she, but right now she's not.
No, she is still.
Oh, is she? I couldn't tell. I know she does when she leans down.
Even on the side, that's still cupping it. That's why I'm like, that's why I'm like, I'm listening. It's still very dictatable, but I'm like, you still have your hand around the mic. What the? Now I
See,
do.
when she had it up with one hand, it didn't look like she did to me. Now with both hands, and she was leaning over. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what I do know that they will like, what studios will do with this, because I was taught this. Whenever it comes to a live video, especially if they're on a tour, they'll take snippets of the best parts and then just splice them all together.
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah, so that
I'm also. Sorry to change the subject a little bit, but I'm also very. I can't help but notice that Saki has a very interesting hairdo. I don't know if you noticed it.
I did. I did.
Saki being one of the guitarists.
But intriguing.
Always is with them. So Trident, I've heard of them. I don't know a lot about them, but I've heard of them.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's all female too. It's a very common theme in Japan, we've noticed.
Our rock and metal sucks so bad.
And is it just me, or am I hearing a hint of new metal in this? Okay.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, they are very good. I quite enjoyed that.
So something I've noticed that I think is making me very much treasure Japanese metal, and you might be able to catch it as well. I don't know if you've noticed in the recent years, but American metal has cleaned up distortion. Like, they're not using nearly as much.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
And Japanese metal embraces distortion.
Yes.
And so I think that's part of the reason why I really enjoy it.
Babymetal has a song called Distortion, probably for that very reason.
I know, but it's like, I don't understand if like American musicians think it's mature to use a cleaner sound or not, but I'm like, quit acting like you're a fucking adult and just play some goddamn metal, you cunt. So, yeah.
That was good. East of Eden. That sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know.
It does sound
that could
vaguely
just be because there's an anime with a similar name.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Evolve. Oh, another violin.
Gorgeous one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna bring mine on the truck and torment you with mine.
I'd be afraid to get broke on accident somehow.
That's part of the reason I haven't brought it. Maybe it's because of the violin, but you do not get an aspect of L-Storm with them.
Oh, immediately. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was still fine.
But I'm here for it.
Yeah.
There are more strings than just her going there. That's okay.
She's doing double crossing.
show the bassist again. Not when she's got her hair all over the place, though.
That is fucking cool.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. I know I keep saying that.
But it's true.
But it's true. Like, but now that again, I'm a big symphonic metal fan.
I know.
Or fan.
Well,
So
because
there's a lot of symphonic use there.
There is, but again, even for me, it's like I enjoy it because it's conducted in somewhere where it's not just two separate kinds of instrumentals going on. It's running parallel
Yes.
and it's fitting properly.
Yes.
God damn it, Japan! Quit making fucking great metal, rock, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
We have yet to find a song we don't like.
Exactly.
All right.
This is so much better than our new metal video.
Oh God, a million times better.
Okay. Hey, I'm glad we got a shitty one out of the way so that we can actually have something. We
I
enjoy,
know, right?
Which irritates me that new metal ended up that way.
Yeah, unfortunately. But hey, maybe that Trident group can help bring it back a little bit because they definitely had some new metal
Oh
elements.
yeah, they did. What I'm gonna have to do once we finish all this, I'm gonna have to jot down every group that we didn't know about that we liked, so we can keep track of them.
That's been every one so far, sir.
I know.
I could see this turning into a 2-part episode.
We might have to actually.
Like maybe when we get about 40 into it, we'll have to stop and start.
We're actually gonna have to stop before that because my camera has half the battery.
Okay, well, when the thing like tells us, "Oh, I'm dying," we'll have to stop.
It won't do that. It'll just cut off.
Oh, it doesn't like show red first.
Yeah, it'll show red.
Okay.
Okay, bye. And it shows it for like 3 seconds.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we still got a few minutes. All
Yeah.
right, let's
Passcode.
go. Ooh, I know passcode.
Okay, cool. I don't.
So again, another
Hold up.
baby metal inspired band.
Okay.
But they also do use harsh vocals. It's 4 women. I don't think they play instruments. I think they're just up front and they all sing.
Huh. Okay.
So yes, let's go.
There's auto tune.
Yep. Might just be one of the songs they don't do the harsh vocals, but they do them.
Yeah.
Lots of auto tune.
I'm laughing.
They definitely have better stuff than this one.
I'm laughing because I can see this as some Japanese couple got married and this is the after party.
Yeah.
It has that
Yeah,
feeling.
or like honestly, while I was watching the crowd and especially the backdrop, I don't know why it gives me this, but it gives me like a, I mean, it's a little heavier than what you would have at it, but like a high school,
dance.
homecoming
Or,
thing,
yeah, homecoming,
dance
yes.
or prom or something.
Dude, if the homecomings were more like this, I probably would have gone.
No, very true. Because I mean, it's not bad, but they do have better stuff than this.
Yeah. Okay. There's.
Another baby. Well, that's actually one of my favorite songs off the new Babymetal album. But you don't have to listen to it if you don't want to.
Okay.
What's
Tusu.
Tusu.
Or no, it's Hanabie again.
Oh, it's Hanabie or Hanabie. We'll go with that. Sure.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Jesus,
Excuse
sir.
me.
Control yourself.
女性4名が逃走中です
For a moment, I thought they were ex-members of Slipknot. They had the best fashion. They really do.
Yeah. I love the transition.
I know. I'm sorry, they are fun.
They really are. Her trip.
Oh shit, that's good. Alrighty.
Another Babymetal. Then we got, what is that? Cold Rain. That sounds vaguely familiar too.
I don't know that one.
I don't know them, but the name sounds vaguely familiar. Kind of like East of Eden. Oh, there's a band called New Dawn, and the song's called Cold Rain. He doesn't look very Japanese.
I'm sorry.
But this so far is the first nope for me.
I can't stand that because it honestly sounds like American metalcore. Okay, well, I think out of 21, we've only
First
had
one
one.
that's a nope. Yeah.
We're doing good.
Oh, Love Bites. You know Love Bites, sir.
It sounds familiar.
They are a power metal band from Japan, and they are massively growing.
Then let's
They're not quite to Babymetal status, but they're not far from it.
let's give them some acknowledgement.
I should say not quite to Babymetal or Band-Aid status, but they're closing in.
Took away my sorrow to feel I was your queen.
Oh, look what she's wearing.
Huh?
Her. Yeah, her. It's great.
Oh wait, is that Power Rangers outfit?
I don't know what it is, but I love it because of the way the sleeves,
Yeah.
the sleeves are pushed out.
Sorry, gotta quit.
This song
The
is.
batteries died.
Oh shit! I need to plug it in or something.
Okay, we'll come back with an outro. Sorry, bye! Alright, so we do apologize for how this has just randomly kind of gone from where it was to where it is now.
With your smooth editing skills, they won't be able to tell.
Yes, my smooth editing skills, because I'm a fucking professional. So, yeah, we had to cut because the camera battery was dying, even though we were in the middle of talking. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
We were talking about the I think it was the Unlucky Morpheus song we would just finish checking out.
But that was still fucking good. So we are going to be doing multiple parts to this because there is a huge fucking playlist, and we would like to get through a majority of it. Just, I don't know if we're going to do all of it because that's a lot of editing for me to do.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely be a part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a part 3. It all depends, but
yeah. Well, I mean, we were having a blast, but
yeah, that's
so
thoroughly enjoyed filming.
Yeah. So since this is, even though it is part 1 of this Japanese metal series, how do you feel about Japanese metal in this day and age?
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And this whole what we just listened to just solidified it more for me. I feel like they have the best metal scene going in the world right now.
Now, what he's talking about is we've spent about a week or two away from between this clip that you're seeing now and whenever I had to end it due to low battery. We just listened to Cannibal Corpse's new album, Stained, and With Indentation. So,
I wasn't really referring to those three, but we'll pretend that's what I was talking about. What we actually watched when we did that video. Like all those songs we did, we only found one bad one.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
Hold on. By the magic of editing. So yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. Yeah, only one track or one or two
Cold
groups.
Rain or whatever was the only one we didn't care for.
Yeah, so only those two that we didn't like compared to new metal, where it was like we didn't like half.
2/3 of it.
Yeah,
seemed
it
like.
was bad.
Yeah,
So
it was bad. Of course, half of them weren't even new metal.
exactly. So yeah, we enjoyed every moment, and it's like we actually found a couple groups that we actually want to keep tracking down. Like Trident, I think was one of them.
Trident was one, yeah. 'Cause
And
they were
then-
very new metal-esque.
Yes, and then there was a couple others that
That one metalcore band that was actually decent, which feels weird saying, to be honest
it
with you.
does feel weird saying, but again, Japan.
Yeah, like I said,
Raise my glass to you. Holy shit, you guys know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep on with it.
other countries need to take notes.
Well, I think they are, 'cause I mean, Sweden and Norway is coming out with some damn good
Well,
stuff.
I mean, if you go outside of Japan, I would say Sweden's probably number 2 in terms of metal scene. But they have been for a very long time. They were probably even number 1 for a long time.
I was about to say, well, I mean, not to
Um,
mention, like, a lot of the death metal we had today almost came from old school Swedish, like the chainsaw sound on the metal. So it. Well, how does the people do with the Avatar shows? Let's go, Sweden! Let's go!
or Sabaton. They don't
Yeah.
hide their Swedish
Swedishness.
Swedishness.
Swedish. So yeah, we definitely enjoyed what we heard, and there will be more to come. But we just wanted to make an outro for the first one because
We didn't want it to abruptly end.
although as funny as that would have been, they would have been like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, they would have been so confused. Or
What's
you
going
all
on?
would have been so confused.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll get around to it. That video's probably not going to be coming out for
Shoot, part 1's probably not going to come out
A
for
month.
A couple. Yeah, probably close to a month from now.
It's gonna be a month because I've got 23 fucking tracks to deal with on that, and I'm over here like, yeah, I'm loving this. Let's get going. And by the end of it, I'm like, shit, I gotta edit all this.
Yeah, but we'll eventually film part 2. Don't know when it's going to be. It could be a few days from now. It could be a month from now. I don't know.
I think we should save that for maybe in December because, well, maybe not. Well, yeah, it's gonna probably be December because we've got the album reviews that we just did. That's gonna be going up
Well, that's when it would go up, and not necessarily film it.
Well, yeah. So I mean, but
You all probably won't see it until probably late November or December.
yeah.
But
Well,
we might film it before
I
then.
also don't want to get too ahead of ourselves because I'm gonna lose place of what I'm doing. Granted, you can help me, but still, like,
I can keep track, sir.
yeah, because God knows I can't.
The
Whenever
good news is these 3 aren't going to take very long.
yeah, these 3 aren't going to take very long. It's just the process of trying to upload them because internets and solutions that we currently have. It
we
works.
can do it.
Yeah. But yeah, until next time and until part 2, keep rolling.